I'm Marcus. Come on in.
Just get some spring onions and our sprouts, and the important thing is just to make sure we get these sprouts and finely slice them.
Righto.
And we're going to add them into our mash, which you're doing now, and then run that through with some chives. The smoked bacon we're going to fry off, add that in there, make the cakes and then fry them off. We've got our lovely smoked bacon and sprout bubble and squeak. We've got some wilted spinach and some lovely free-range mother-in-law's scrambled egg. I'm just going to show you that you can cook on anything. I want to chop this quite roughly, so we want quite a rustic pesto. We're not going to go too fine. We're not going to use a blender. And I've got a nice fillet of hake here, really delicate, soft fish, and it's so nice and so tender. It's going to go really well with the watercress puree. I know you're both interested in cooking, so getting you involved, is that right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So if you want to come over here, please, Holly.
Okay.
I'm going to get the pastry going first of all.
The definite art to it.
There is an art, yeah. A couple of little tips which I'll do as I go through. When you're rolling your pastry, we've chilled this first after we've made it, so it's set, so it's not too soft. Keep flipping it over and keep turning it, so it keeps it nice and even.
Yeah.
Keep it nice and floured as well. We can play around with it a little bit, but not too much.
Yeah, because that's what they always say, the less you touch it, the better it is.
Yeah, ideally you want to be on a nice, cool surface as well.
What sort of motto is that?
The food should be fresh, local and seasonal. And living in Shropshire, I've got a local farm 200 yards away that gets my beef, pork and lamb. But also as well, I can come and walk across the fields, I can pick wild watercress, we can get berries off the trees, and most of all, the important thing, I can do this with the whole family. So you've got a soft poached quail egg, you've got some lamb mince in there, bound with a little bit of sausage meat. You've also got some herbs in there, so you've got rosemary, thyme, mint. I'm a firm believer that anybody can cook. Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's it, keep going. Now I want you to mix it together with that big spoon. Mix, 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 mix. It's not yuck, it's yummy.
And Chef Marcus Bean is doing a three-way with beans.
What's on the menu, Marcus?
We've done a few little things. So we've got some white bean hummus, which we've got. So you feel free to dig into these and help yourself.
White bean how is that different to a chickpea?
Just we're using white beans. That's the only difference, really.
Exactly
the same. A little slightly different. I'd say a bit more beany. And I've also got some lovely homemade. So you've got Mr. Bean's homemade baked beans, okay, with a bit of cheesy toast. We've got all the spinach, all the greens. It's really nice green sauce. The Pernod in there as well, so loads of flavour. Bit of Worcester sauce. Top the oysters. Pop them in the grill. Bring them out in a minute, they'll be done. Dish number two, we've obviously got some of the leg meat, minced it down for our shepherd's pie mix. There's a lot of flavours in this again. We've then got some honey roasted baby carrots. For the mash, we've done a parsnip mash, and then we've topped it with a little bit of Snowdonia cheese, topped with some parsnip crisps.
You go not only for sort of big, busty flavours, but also quite big, busty dishes as well.
I've lived in pubs all my life. My mum's been a chef, but I've always loved food, and that's been the sort of underlying thing behind it, which has then brought me into coming into a chef.
Yeah, it's spicy, but yeah.
Spicy, and really, there's a lot of flavour in it, so it's great in a burger. Now,
I'm interested to see what the texture of this tastes like.
What I've got is I've just added a couple of extra ingredients there. We've got a little bit of more paprika, so some smoked paprika going in. So like I said before, this is a spicy one. So hope you like it hot.
Always.
A little bit of ground coriander going in there as well. So quick bits of those, just to bind them together. And then it's quite important to get the right sort of consistency. You don't want it too wet and you don't want it too dry. What a day, Olympic day as well.
I know.
In London.
Having bean burgers and an Olympic tart.
Got some nice slow roast tomatoes, which we do at the pub, which I'm just going to sprinkle in there. So just give that a little saute. So this is looking great, all ready to serve. We've got a nice bit of colour on those potatoes. The capers are there, that butter, the seasoning. And they have a really simple, easy dish, cooked in the great British weather.
Little tip, put your pastry onto your rolling pin.
Do you want me to
slide that under, perfect. And we're just going to fit that over the top there.
Look at that.
And then pastry into the corners. And we're going to pour that mix straight into the tray.
Okay, I'm just going to wash my hands. You're
So this is
what
done.
I'm doing down here.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah. Good introduction.
I had so many things of wanting to push myself to achieve something in my life. It felt fantastic to win Iron Chef. It was very emotional because it proved to myself more than anybody, and to my family and friends and my customers, that I really can cook.